with a lot of money, but they never carried a single waste.
A lot of?
They were bought with a lot, about $15 to $16 million it was spent to procure them.
Not the money that was spent on the procurement, not the idea that it was not functional. This conversation is strictly about items that were on the ground, were supposed to be subjected to a due process of call auction. It happened, but it didn't happen the right way. So we want to know why. You understand that?
Yes.
These trucks were bought before 2018, correct?
Yes.
That would not be within our mandate to look into the how it was bought, the amount that was spent, and so on and so forth. That's just the reason why. So, how many trucks? Do you know? You said 5 to 6?
Around 5 trucks.
Around 5.
Yes.
And they were all sold for $260,000. Was there an assessment done and an evaluation done for?
Yes, like I mentioned. Before an auction take place, it normally goes through different processes that I normally witness.
Yes.
Evaluator service will be rendered first. From there, an auctioneer will be engaged.
If you ask to provide or produce the evaluation report for these 5 trucks or thereabout, would you be able to do that?
Yes, I will ask the management to help me with it.
Yes, you can please write it down. So for the $24 beams, where you have 21 beams missing, what have you done about it? Was this to your information? Were you informed about this?
I think we have had that rumor about these missing items.
Yes.
I think because of that rumor, the service of the auditor was rendered for him to help us to investigate.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it was investigated. It said 21 was missing. What was done about it?
After the report was never been presented to my committee.
So nothing was done about it.
Yes, actually, my committee was not informed.
Well, do you know whether something was done about it?
No, I don't know anything about it.
If something was done about it, would you have known?
Yes, by right, I should, as far as an auditor was engaged to investigate,
Yes.
after the investigation, he should have communicated back to the committee and then inform us.
No. I mean, the authorities, the auditor is answerable to this, the council. Council should inform you.
Yes.
Yes. So not the auditor. If the auditor informs you, that would be good practice. If the auditor did not inform you, the law says the auditor is answerable to council. So the findings would be addressed to council, which is done in this case. In this case, it is addressed to, it says from Internal Audit Department to Office of the Lord Mayor, and the 2 copies were sent, one to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer and the other to Accounts and Audit Committee. Now, whether you received it or not, the communications were sent to council through the Lord Mayor's office.
Yes, at that time, the late councillor for Abuko is the chairperson of that committee.
Yes.
And then the committee was once communicated. That's the time we involved the service of the auditor for him to help us to investigate.
Yes.
But after the investigation, I was not aware of the report being sent to the committee for review.
Do you think council should have taken action once this was known to them?
Yes, as far as it was communicated to the management, the committee, the management should have responded, and then after they are responded, after the final audit, and then it should have been brought to the committee attention.
It was communicated. Who are you referring to as the management?
As that time, the deputy CEO was the one acting as the CEO.
I had read to you the addressees. The main addressee is council through the Lord Mayor's office. And then you have a deputy CEO. You are a member of council. It should be brought to your attention.
Yes, it should have been brought to our attention, but I'm 100% sure if that report was presented to the office of the mayor will have minutes to the respective committee to.
Are you denying that it was sent to the mayor's office?
Actually, as far as it does not reach to our committee, I can confirm that it does not reach to the mayor's office.
You cannot confirm that. That you cannot confirm. You can say that you did not receive it, but you cannot say whether the Deputy Chief Executive Officer received or the Mayor's office received this audit report. That you cannot confirm.
Yeah, one thing I can.
Do you agree with me? It's not about what you believe. It's not about what you think of anyone. You may have your perception about me, but we deal with facts. And the facts are all these three units were copied. You understand? Let me show you what I'm trying to say, so that you understand and know that it is facts we are dealing with. That is a memo, and it was sent through from the Internal Audit Department. Is that correct?
Yes.
Who was it addressed to?
The letter was addressed to the Office of the Lord Mayor, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Account and Audit Committee.
Correct. And the date?
The date is 28 April 2023.
Yes.
So by this time too, I think we were We were on our local government election, because if you check the date, it was just next to that time.
But no action was taken for, which year was it, 2022?
No, the date of this memo
Yes.
is 2023, not 2022.
With 2023, which month?
April.
We're in 2024.
Our election was around that time.
But we're in 2024 still. There is no action taken.
Yes, so
May I please have the report? There's no action taken. That is a fact. No action is taken for all these fraudulent complaints highlighted by the audit. My point is, there are so many findings by the entire audit department. 90% or 98% is under the carpet. You understand?
So, lead counsel, if you can allow me to protest on this point.
Okay, which point is that?
About the functions of the committees.
Yes.
If you heard about the council, the way the local government act is been designed,
Yes.
is the committees that hold our staffs to accountable.
Yes.
The office of the Lord Mayor is just there to supervise the political situation of the municipality,
Yes.
and then the head of the administration is the CEO.
Yes.
For the councils to function effectively, committees should be function, not the office of the Lord Mayor.
Yes.
The Lord Mayor arms are these committees, and these committees are the ones that normally brief the Lord Mayor weekly, daily, or monthly, through our committee reports, and then some of the committee reports are presented to the General Council.
Yes.
The General Council's meetings are open to the public,
Yes.
but the committee meetings are not open to the public for reasons.
Yes.
So for us to take the blame why this report is not been implemented,
Yes.
that time too, the time we are from election, the chairperson of this particular committee was not fortunate to be back again,
Yes.
to be re-elected by his people again.
Yes.
And then after our election too, a new committee was set. So I'm not part of that committee. I'm not sure too whether the report was presented to that particular committee.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Yes.
You said that you could not act when you don't have information.
Yes.
Did you say that?
Yes.
And I go by what the law says. You and I read it. The law says the internal auditor is answerable to
General Council, yes.
Good. And in doing so, the internal auditor had so many reports that was addressed to council. If you address a letter to the Lord Mayor, you are addressing it to council. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And because the Lord Mayor is the head of council. And so, your committees, you should function. If you don't have information, you cannot function.
Yes.
And so, if information reaches the respective authorities, it should be communicated to you. That's what the law says.
Yes.
The law says, going by the Finance and Audit Act, that you should look into internal audit reports. We read it yesterday, and external audit reports, among other things.
Yes.
So we go strictly by what the law says to see where the lapses are. It is very unfortunate or unacceptable to have several internal audit reports without actions being taken. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that where you have internal audit reports, there should be action taken?
Yes, when reports are out,
Yes.
action should be taken, and then it is our interest. And then for us to, as a council,
Yes.
we keep on asking the auditor
Yes.
why he was not reporting to the General Councils.
He is reporting to the General Council.
Yes, but these documents was not presented to us.
So who do you blame?
For me, I think the auditor should make sure, just like what the current auditor is doing.
No. The auditor has done what he is mandated to do by law. Let's revisit that. Let me ask that you be given the financial manual so that we see where what the role of the auditor is. It's very important. Turn to page 14 of the Financial and Accounting Manual for Local Government Area Council. Do you have it? 14.
Yes.
Now, you have section 208, the Internal Audit Department. Can you please read what it says?
The Internal Audit Department. The Internal Audit is the head of the Internal Audit Department. He shall be responsible to ensure that the procedures stipulated in this manual with respect to all transactions involving revenue collection and expenditure and receipts and issues of stores are properly authorized, promptly carried out, and punctually recorded, and to make a continuous and thorough check on Council's financial transactions.
Go further, please.
The internal auditor is directly responsible and answerable to the Council and should provide a service to the management in the effective discharge of its financial duties. The internal auditor, in the discharge of his duty, must be independent. He shall submit all his reports to the Council through the Local Government Account Committee with copies to the CEO.
Yes. So have you seen that?
Yeah, I see that. They say that he should submit his report through the Local Government Account Committee with copies to the CEO.
Yes.
So I was part of the account committee, like I said, before we go to the election.
Yes.
So on the letter, it was copied to the account committee.
Yes.
And then the letter must be addressed to the chairperson. But this report was never been presented to our committee.
No.
And then the CEO never brought it to our attention.
Why are you stopping at that? The CEO never brought it to your attention, the Lord Mayor never brought it to your attention, and you were copied. That is the evidence here. Just to say.
Yes, that's true. That is the evidence.
You seem to be cherry picking. We don't do that. I don't do that. I go by exactly what is the fact. The fact is 3 offices were copied. So if you say the CEO did not submit it to the office, to our office, proceed. You are also a member of council. Proceed as well. Say the mayor's office didn't forward to our office as well. That is the fair thing to do. But if you sit here and you say that you haven't received the report, that would be your evidence. But you just speak for yourself as the office. But the evidence says on the document, Internal Audit Department, 2, Office of the Lord Mayor, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Accounts and Audit Committee. That's what the evidence is. And you have read this.
Yes, late Councillor, I just want to inform the commissions.
Yes.
Be assigned the Internal Audit Director to investigate this situation.
Yes.
Because key among these items we are talking about, it is our former office that was demolished for us to construct a municipal library, because we were looking for space. Even the Ministry of Basic Secondary Education was engaged. MDI were engaged for us to have a space to build this library. Our former school, one of our school too, we were trying to build it, but the place is a little bit far away from the main highway. That's why that complex was demolished for us to build this library. So the items during the demolition, our staffs were engaged for them to track all the items that are in the in that building. Reports of. So after the demolition, we find out that some of these items were missing. So that's the time we engage the service of the internal auditor for him to help us to investigate. Because even the securities that were on the ground, I think 2 of them were once arrested by the municipal police commissioner for questioning. And then I think their statements were taken. They are with the municipal police. And then there was a recommendation, in fact, for those people to be transferred or to be sacked, if I can remember. But unless I have the report from the municipal police. But still, we don't stop at the report from the municipal police. That's why we engage the service of the internal auditor, because we are so concerned about these missing items. But unfortunately, we went to an election. The time we come back, we were unable to go through our previous, in fact, assignment to the audit, internal audit director.
Why? Why would you be unable to do that after elections?
Yes, we are human. For me, actually, since after my election, or in fact before I was sworn in for my second term, I was into so many. There are a lot of things that distract me. Yesterday, I explained after my election. I think 1 week or the second week.
Yes.
I have issues. I was under detention, ongoing court up to today.
So sorry
I'm in fact going to court about those issues.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
But
thank you.
You will accept that with all those challenges, that is one of the lapses of council as well for not going further with this internal audit report.
I cannot say that because I think after we were sworn into, there are other distractions in the council.
Yes.
I think that was at the view of the public.
Yes.
About the deputy CEO who should be acting on this report the time we were away.
Yes.
Later on, he too there are a lot of warning letters to him and
Yes.
other things. Later on, he was been sacked.
Yes.
So we have a new CEO.
Yes.
Just like yesterday I mentioned, since 2018 towards 2023 or 2022, yes, 2020, we were unfortunate.
Yes.
Council was run by committees.
Yes.
All this achievement we were able to achieve our first term.
Yes.
Is through some of the activities of these committees and then staff that we are willing to cooperate with us.
But just to say,
yes.
Aside from all these distractions and all these possible problems that you have had in council, the functions of council must be executed.
Yes, that's true.
That is why you the ones that are appointed, the ones that are either nominated or elected will pass through that process.
Yes.
That forms council. So you have problems, you have distractions, the work has to be done. So if the work is affected by these distractions, it is still a lapse.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, so we agree that it's one of the lapses of council and we move on.
No, I cannot say it is one of the lapses of the council because
Please proceed.
the reasons why I was entrusted to investigate about these missing items from the annex.
Do you think action should have been taken?
Yeah, action should have been taken.
Was action taken?
The only action that was been taken,
Yes.
the municipal police was engaged to investigate.
Was action taken?
The internal auditor was engaged to investigate.
Yes.
For us to have a report and then for us to act on that report.
Yes.
So, but now the report was out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it was not brought to my attention
Yes.
till today
Yes.
that it was brought to my attention.
Yes.
Henceforth, if I go back to the council with the copies of this internal audit report, we will act on it, inshallah.
When you go back, but my point is, you have an internal audit report. Do you agree that you should have acted on the findings of the internal audit?
Yes, we should have acted on it.
And you haven't acted on it.
Yes.
Is that a failure or a success?
For me, I cannot count it a failure because I give reference to events that happen.
If you have problems and your problems are such that you cannot perform a task, I mean, you have failed. You may have a genuine reason as to why you failed, but you failed to achieve something. So it's a failure. We have to admit where we are supposed to admit. You can't have it 100%, can you? You can never have it 100%.
No, because if a step was taken, if that's why we engage the municipal police to investigate, and then
let's leave the municipal police. I'm referring to the issue directly in relation to the audit report.
Yes, we should act on the audit report, and then I accept that. But saying that a failure, it will be difficult.
To act on the audit report. That's what I'm saying.
It will be difficult for me to say that we fail.
Why? Not as a council, generally, on all your responsibilities, failure to act on the findings of the audit report.
Yes, we failed to act on the findings.
Yes, that is the issue. You see, let me give you a letter Addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands, Regional Administration and Religious Affairs, the Quadrangle, Banjul. And please, you read this letter to us. It is in relation to internal audit reports.
So the letter is dated 12 March 2022.
Yes.
Request for recruitment of Director of Internal Audit.
Yes.
May I bring to your notice that since we assumed office, my council is yet to receive any quarterly report from the internal audit department.
Yes.
Section 26, subsection 2 of the Finance and Audit Act stipulate that the head of the internal audit department, who shall be answerable to the council, shall provide quarterly audit report and forward a copy to the local government accounts committee, the audit director general, and then the minister. I am disappointed to mention that the current internal audit failed in his responsibility to abide by the dictate of the law. In addition, he has also admitted that he does not have what it takes to do the job. Please refer to his testimony captured in our General Council meetings, 30th December 2019, in which he stated in clear terms that he lacked the capacity and competence to effectively run the department. In light of the above, I hereby forward the recommendation of the Establishment and Appointment Committee to the Ministry for action. By a copy of this massive, I hereby recommend the Deputy Director of Finance, Sirif Njai, who was once served in that capacity, to be redeployed as the new internal auditor, and then the current holder transferred to where his service will be needed most.
So what is that letter about?
We are informing our line ministry.
You as council?
Yes, for the replacement of our former internal audit director,
And the grounds
to be replaced by Sirif
Njai.
Njai, because in one of the general council, he stood there and then says that he lacked the basic skill to be an auditor.
Yes.
Yes.
And the other issue is because there were no reports, quarterly reports.
There was no quarterly report. Yes, by the former audit director.
Yes, that's the position of council to the permanent secretary, correct?
Yes.
Is that position entirely fair and correct? Going by what we know now, is that really position entirely 100% correct, accurate? Your position, your reason as to why the entire auditor should be replaced, are those reasons entirely fair?
Yes, with reference to this letter.
Yes.
And then the statement by the auditor himself, the former auditor himself.
Yes.
I will say it is fair for him to be replaced because he proved to it that he cannot do the job.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I know the capacity is one. Two issues were raised. One is he has no capacity.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
He sat here, and I remember telling him my opinion that council appears to be right, that you have no capacity. The other issue is he does not provide reports or quarterly reports. Now, would that be true?
Based on the reports that have
yes, go ahead, please.
Based on the reports that presented to me, to my surprise,
yes,
that during his time he have been producing quarterly audit reports.
Yes.
But the reports were never been presented to the General Council.
Yes.
I don't know what the reasons are.
Mm-hmm.
And then for him also to stood at the General Council and then explain his frustration that he does not have the capacity. So seriously, it is a surprise to me.
It's a surprise.
Yes.
So it would not be correct to say that he was not providing reports.
Yes.
Because you're right, because several reports, and I will go through through some. For instance, internal audit inspection on ballot project, 1st January to 31st December 2021, from the internal audit team to the Lord Mayor's office. Let me go. You have 12th of September 2022, internal audit team, to the Deputy CEO, Office of the Mayor, Deputy Finance Director, the list goes on. And by the way, can I please have the document? The list goes on, internal audit team.
So, lead counsel, I want to draw your attention on something. 2022, that time he was not there.
No, there are so many reports.
Then Basiro is the one,
Yes,
the deputy. Yeah.
yes, there are so many reports, so many reports. But my point is, you have had access to several reports,
Yes.
which you never acted on.
Like
The internal audit report, quarterly report, was not coming in the manner in which it was supposed to come. That is a fact. So for the requirement it has to be quarterly, it was not done like that. But there were reports that were addressed to council, there were reports that were addressed to the CEO's office, there were reports that were deemed to be addressed to the finance committee, but there were no actions taken for the majority of those reports. That is also a fact. You agree with that statement?
For me, as a councillor at KMC and then a chairman of some of the committees,
Yes.
we have access to a few reports, but not all the reports.
Now let me take you to the this auction sale. So this, for instance, these long corrugated iron sheets. You have these iron sheets. You have 51 sheets were assessed, but only 28 sheets were found on the ground. We confirmed that some of the sheets were being used by the council. Do we know what happened to the outstanding corrugated sheets?
For, like I mentioned earlier,
Yes.
the time the building was demolished,
Yes.
all this information we assigned someone to take these informations,
Yes.
and then the informations are with this person, and then I think I once have this information, I will try and then check on my documents.
Yes.
So, but the time the service of evaluator was engaged,
Yes.
after the person sent in his report,
Yes.
before the day of the auction,
Yes.
it was a surprise to us that we find out that key of these items were missing. So that's why we engage our police to investigate, and then our internal audit director to investigate.
There were also air conditioners as well. Says
Yes.
The air conditioners were all withdrawn by the council for office use. Do we have records of the air conditioners that were withdrawn? How many?
Yes,
Number and where they are now. Do we have really records?
yes, we also have that report that some of the air conditioners were moved to be replaced with other air conditioners at the main council.
Yes. You talk about the municipal police, for instance. It says Corporal Usman Kamara, the driver of municipal police, was called to give evidence leading to the evacuation of the 28 pairs of glasses and framed to a private compound, but refused the allegation. So many issues in relation to the auction. We also have the issue regarding the ballot. In 2021, we have, it says, internal audit inspection on ballot project, 1st January to 31st December 2021. It says the total summary of sales and deposits or period January to December 2021. It says the overall total sales or collections by the 19 wards secretaries is $14,837,945. Now the overall total deposits receipts by the ward secretaries is $13,156,170. That the total variance or shortages by the 19 ward secretaries is $1,681,775. Was this known to you?
Yes, like one of the payment voucher you brought to my attention yesterday.
Yes.
So we were also, because of some of this information, we conducted some of these exercises.
Yes.
But the individuals that we have found suppressing this revenue, we are asked to pay it, and then so all of them already settled their liabilities.
No. Do you think that is the best way to go about it? Do you genuinely think that is the best way to go about it when?
Yeah, because during the internal auditor engagement with the secretaries,
yes,
or the tickets, and
yes,
then in fact I think it's this ticket secretaries that are involved into this issue,
yes,
not that much ticket seller, only one or two of them.
Yes.
So because if the collectors collect the money from the field,
yes,
they give it to the secretaries come to the council and then deposit it there.
Yes.
So they normally supposed to take these deposit slips to the auditor,
yes,
for verification, and then from there they are supposed to be given a clearance sort of sign. It's like a document.
Asking them to pay the money is just sufficient?
No, I'm just trying to explain something.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So they will take this clearance to the account.
Yes.
Another tickets will be issued to them, because if you don't bring that clearance, the ticket will not be issued to you. So there was a time that they were not reporting to the audit. They will come to the cashier's pit, they go back with the receipts.
Yes.
So the time internal auditor was having engagement with some of them were unable to produce these receipts of tickets that they already paid to the cashiers.
Yes.
So we also engaged the internal auditor. The internal auditor also confessed to us that these people were unable to present these receipts. But when they go to the accounts for them to be issued another ticket, I think the accountant normally asks them to pay some amount. Is it $150 or $200? That is a law. That if you lose a receipt, if you need another receipt to be printed to you, there is a fee you're supposed to pay. It's around $150 or $200.
Yes.
So most of them were complaining that they don't have that money to pay that. But later on, some of them were able to pay those monies and then recover their receipts, and it was presented to the internal auditor. But there are others whom we know that they are having a shortage of physical cash, and then we asked it to be deducted from their salaries, and then later on some of them their service were terminated because we have a contract with most of our dismally staffs.
Were they?
So in 2021, the time the project ended, most of these people that names appeared in this audit report. Some of them, their service were not needed after the project.
Yes, but my point is, as council, what action was taken? You said monies, you were asked to pay back these monies. I'm asking whether that is the best way to go, but this is fraud. This is stealing from public coffers. This is as serious as, in fact, I always say the amount, you will agree with me, does not matter. When you steal $1 from public funds and someone that steals $10 million, it's all the same. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
It's all the same. So we have to be mindful of the amount. The amount does not really matter, because anyone that can steal $1 from public funds, they can steal as much as they can have access to. So do you, as the member of council and also member of these important committees, do you think that it was just sufficient to ask them to pay? Yes?
Yeah, at our own level, we asked them to pay the money. So
Go ahead.
After paying the money, that was few weeks to the end of the project, or few months to the end of the project, because some of them we supposed to pay them their 25% too. And then after that, payments, and then after the end of the contract, key among them, their services were not needed.
Do you agree with me that you don't have any documentation at council level to show or prove or indicate to the commission the actions that were taken in relation to these findings?
I will try and then check on my documents. Like I mentioned earlier, the soft copy will have been in my machines. I lost that one, but I will try and search my documents.
Yes.
Any documents that are related to this exercise, I will provide the commission with it.
Do you remember Salif Ceesay?
Yes.
Salif had a variance, a total shortage of $148,780. Correct?
Yes.
Do you recall he was taken to the police?
Taking him to the police, I was not aware of that.
Okay. So what were you aware?
His issue was reported by his line manager.
Yes.
To the finance director.
Yes.
And then a memo was addressed and then was minted to us.
Yes.
And then Mr. Salifu was engaged, and then he explained to us that after his boss interrogating him, he paid about an amount of 40-something thousand. I cannot actually remember the entire figure.
Yes.
So later on, he says that he has some family problems, and then which was urgent on his side, so he used that money for that. And then he wrote an apology letter and then addressed it to the CEO dated 8th of September 2022. And then if you permit me to read the letter.
What we do, you can just have it admitted and then you can read it. If you want to rely on it, it will be very helpful. Let us first have it, we admit it, and then you can read it loud. Honorable Chairperson, we apply to tender a letter, apology letter, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer from Karamo Ceesay, 8 September 2022, into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 8th of September 2022, addressed to Kanifing Municipal Council, the letter is dated 8th September 2022. It is addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Kanifing Municipal Council, and the subject is apology letter. The letter is signed by Karamo Ceesay. The letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KC/KMC/010.
As the Commission places. Now, may the witness be given the letter to read. Yes, you may read the letter after it is admitted, given to you.
The date for the letter is 8 September 2022, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, Kanifing Municipal Council. Dear Sir, apology letter. I'm hereby apologizing that I have used the money because I have an emergency family problems. That's why I cannot have anywhere to go to. That's why I use the money to solve the problem. Furthermore, I'm ready to pay the monies because it was not my intention to use the money. Karamo Ceesay, signed by him.
Right. So, was this apology accepted?
The apology on my own end, and then what we find out, was not accepted.
Why?
Unless the Deputy CEO who was acting by this time may shed some light on this, but our own level, based on our engagement with him, I was trying to get the record, but I cannot get it, that we advise for his service to be transferred to areas where he should not be dealing with cash, and then for him to pay the money. When he's done with the payment of the money from the council, council can see what disciplinary action they can take against him.
Is that the same recommendation for all the others? That have also, probably some of them have far more shortages than Salifu?
Just like other recommendation I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Normally, when any of our staff that is being caught with tampering with council fund,
yes,
we normally redeploy you at an area where you will not be dealing with cash as a form of a punishment, and then ordered you to pay the money.
Would you have that evidence of the list of people that were redeployed to areas that they would not have access to money, and they will be paying the amount?
Yeah, unless I go and then check back, but most of these ward secretaries are normal. Most of these ward secretaries were forced to pay the money Monday through their monthly deduction by the accountant.
You don't have evidence of the fact that you have asked or requested, let's say, 5-6 people found wanting to be redeployed to other areas where they will not have access to money, and then they will pay in these shortages. You don't have evidence of that?
Yes, as of now, I don't have it, but I will try and check it from the council.
Yes, yes. I'm just asking that because, you know, we call witnesses, they come, they give evidence, but then if he's not backed up, then it's a problem. It's a problem. The reason why I'm asking that, because Salifu, it appears he was later on dismissed.
Yes.
You are aware of this?
Yes.
Why was he dismissed?
So within the same month, I think around August,
yes,
because in his apology letter, he does not specify the actual date he is going to settle the entire amount.
Yes.
But I think there is another letter around August that I don't have,
yes,
that it was a dismissal letter,
yes,
given to him, and then they say through the appointment and establishment committee recommendation,
yes,
that Salifu promised to pay the money.
yes,
And then the date has elapsed, he does not pay the money,
yes,
so therefore he is dismissed.
Did the others write an apology letter?
Others, I cannot remember for them to write an apology
At least
letter.
we have Salifu who apologized. Do we have the same for the others as well?
I cannot remember.
Do we have the same as well for others who will tell you in writing when they will pay the balance or the variance?
No.
So why would Salifu be the victim? Let me give you an example. We have Serekunda Bartes, Mariama Diba, and Fatou Jane. They had total sales of tickets $519,450. The total deposits $378,520. The total variance $140,930. The balance to be settled is $140,000. $140,400. Did they write a letter apologizing for this?
I'm never aware of their letters.
Did they write a letter stating how they will pay this?
No.
Were they transferred to another department?
Like the former secretary, is it London Corner or Batters?
Were they transferred?
I know one of the former secretary to London Corner was transferred.
So this individual, I'm not
Some
giving you
secretary services were terminated.
I'm now giving you a very specific case. These two individuals, Mariama Diba and Fatou Jane, where did they apologize?
I never saw the apology letter.
Did they explain to you how they got this, what they did with this money?
No.
And they didn't even tell you, I mean council or the committee, how they would pay the money?
Yes.
But were they dismissed?
The shortage was deducted from their monthly take home.
Were they dismissed?
At that time, they were not dismissed.
Why? Is that not discrimination?
Actually, I cannot call it a discrimination because it seems like Salif one was a miscommunication, because after our engagement, he wrote this letter to the CEO.
Yes.
So after a few months, I think around October, sort of, I find out that he was dismissed from the council 1 month
That
after
would
his
not be-
dismissal.
My point is,
Yes.
his case, standing alone, the dismissal would be what I would do any day, any time. But where you have more than one individual, the same issues, and you dismiss one, and you have a lot of others that you fail to dismiss, and take the same action, would that not be discriminatory?
At this moment, I cannot say that whether it is a discrimination.
Would that be fair?
It will not be fair.
Exactly. You have Binta Jabang, her outstanding balance is $460,705. Do you understand that? We have Amadou ML Jata, balance yet to be settled, $53,613. We have Salinjai and Fanta Bayo, Bakote, but I skipped about two names or thereabout. Total variance, or the balance yet to be settled, $106,890. We have Bundung Bohol Lamin Ceesay, $37,820. Your ward is Talending South, correct?
Yes.
Bintu Bojang was the secretary.
Yes.
The balance to be settled is $22,312. Was anything done?
Yes, she paid the money.
Was she dismissed?
She was not dismissed.
Why?
I think after settling the money, she was not dismissed.
Did she apologize?
I cannot remember her apology letter.
So, the issue of settling the money, we will confirm that with the finance director and the CEO, because we need evidence of that as well. But again, it's not a fair treatment. We have Talendin South, SO2B Sanyang, $60,000. We have Latukunda Yiringanya, Patu Nyang, $1,695. The list goes on. We have Old Bakau Cape Point, Senabu Drame, and Maria Madiba. The balance yet to be settled is $407,380. Dibakunda, Fadunjai, balance yet to be settled, $23,790. Bundung 6 Junction, $3,145. This is Abubakar Silla.
Yes.
Lamin Diba for Abuko, $9,700.
Sorry.
Please.
Laminda or Lamindiba?
I see Lamin Diba. Maybe it's Dabo. Maybe it's spelled, they got the surname wrong. But I see Lamin Diba, D-I-B-B-A. We have Musa Jame, $32,377. Lauren Kona, Ami Sisi, $69,220. So you see, all of this, and the ones I've skipped just to save time, we don't see anywhere that they were dismissed.
Yes, they were not dismissed. Like I mentioned to you earlier, yesterday, there was an investigation that we did since around 2021 or 2022. All these monies were settled.
All these monies were?
Settled.
The issue is not just settling the money. When you settle, hoping they will not be caught. If they are caught, they will settle the money. But you have an incident of one or two where you, council itself, so when I say you, where you as council would dismiss an individual, and that would not be the same treatment for a host of others.
Okay, what I mentioned earlier,
Yes.
some of these missing monies you are talking about,
Yes.
it was not like a physical cash that was missing. Because some of them, they lose their receipts. I explained to you the reason why during this audit exercise, they were unable to provide an evidence of their receipts, because they were asked to pay money if their receipts to be given to them, issued to them.
And let's clear that part.
Yes.
It's important for the avoidance of doubt. When you have a receipt book, for instance, that should generate, let's say, $10,000. And your evidence is you have lost the receipt. How much should you pay?
I think there is an amount, $200 or $150.
Why would you do that? Why would you pay $200 when the receipt value is $10,000? Anyone can just come and say, I've lost the receipt.
I think that is the law. I will try and brief the committee with that report, because the time it happened, the secretary's complained that thing to me. I went to the former finance director's office, that is Serif Njai, and then he quoted this law, and then I saw that particular amount attached to it.
When you have a conspiracy of the ward secretaries receiving these tickets, and whosoever they conspired with, either the collectors giving them money and the one they are paying to, and then they now declare that we have lost this receipt book, you should pay the value. That is what is fair and proportionate. Not $200 for a receipt valued at $10,000. That is counterproductive. Everyone will just come and tell you that they have lost their receipt. And where they are in cohort with one or two individuals, you can never ever track that down. Does that not make sense?
So if you pay the actual value of that receipt, at the end of the day, it may cause overpayment.
No. At the end of the day, it will recover the amount that was supposed to be collected, or that has been collected, and there's a conspiracy to defraud.
No, because
at
the account, because if actual amount of ticket like 10,000 is being given to you,
yes,
whilst your weekly deposit is 5,000,
yes,
whilst you already been depositing this money to your accounts,
yes,
and then a receipt is being generated to the depositor.
Yes.
So now, if the receipt is being lost, and then you pay the actual value of 5,000 again, at the accounts, it may cause overpayment.
No. It will not cause any overpayment. It will not cause any overpayment. My point is the value of the receipt must be paid. Because what may be said to have been a missing receipt may not actually be a missing receipt. It will be a fraudulent. We know how it works.
Yeah, there is a person for lost receipts. So I will try to check on that act and then provide it to you.
Don't get me wrong. I am not denying that, and I am not trying to say what you are saying is not correct. I, in fact, believe what you are saying is true. I am saying that for some that are trying to say it is a lost receipt, you must ascertain whether, in fact, the receipt is missing or the money is collected, but then not declared. So it has to be ascertained.
So the reason why we ascertain that, or we says that it is recognized as a lost receipt. For example, if you valued a ticket of $10,000, if you don't retire it, another ticket will not be issued to you.
If you don't?
If you don't retire it, another ticket will not be issued to you.
If you say it is missing, you are paying $200 and another ticket will be given to you?
No, I mean, during the audit exercise,
yes,
that's the time these people were unable to present these receipts.
That's my point. That's my point. The reason for not presenting the receipt could be that they collected the money, or they themselves will go in the market and issue the receipts and then spend the money and say it is missing. The market vendor would not know who is the ward secretary, the person that would have to sit and not go and collect revenue, and the individual that has to go and collect revenue. Whoever comes with a ticket, they pay. Do you understand that?
Yes.
They pay, and that's it. So you give me 10 receipts, I go and then I sell these tickets, collect money, and I come and tell you that I lost my receipt, and you ask me to pay $200 for a book that probably will be valued far more. It doesn't make sense. Do you understand the point?
Yes.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. And are there questions for this witness?
Yes. Mr. Ceesay.
Yes, ma'am.
We have noted that in your council resolution,
yes,
one of which has been admitted in evidence. Let me give you reference. Reference is KMC/GCM/06/2019 and is dated 24th of September 2019. It has been noted that duplicates of the receipts were sold to vendors. During the course of your deliberation, what did you resolve in trying to deal with this issue?
Yes, these were rumors that we had.
No. It is not rumor anymore. It is something you deliberated at the level of council.
Yes.
And you have already ascertained that duplicate receipts have been given to the vendors to collect revenue. So now I am asking, what action did you take to make sure that that would not happen with the collectors that are on the ground?
What we do at our own committee level, finance committee level, we assign the market master to be collecting the daily duplicate tickets through his the market manager to be collecting these daily duplicate tickets from the market masters in various markets, and then for it to be kept at his office monthly, he should retire the duplicates to the store.
No, maybe I did not put my question properly. What I'm asking is that there has been some problem, and the problem is that perhaps you were informed and you sent your people to investigate, and they found out in the market that they were using the duplicates of the receipts to sell to the vendors, and it has been brought to your attention and you've deliberated upon that. So how did you mitigate that problem so that it will not happen again? That they will not be in a position to use the duplicates, you understand, from then onwards.
Yes, that's what I was trying to clarify.
Yes.
That daily duplicates have been collected from various markets to be submitted to the market master, a market manager at his office, that is at Serakunda.
Yes.
From there, they will be kept there weekly, and then our staffs will be sent there to pick these duplicates, and that will be retired at the store. So along the way too,
listen, Mr. Ceesay. If, for instance, the market master is collaborating with a particular collector, and you have asked that they submit this to the market master, how would you resolve the problem? Because if based on what you've just told us, that you have told them that they should give these books these duplicates to the market master.
Market manager.
Market manager. In the event the market manager is collaborating with the collector to do this fraudulent act, how would you ascertain that it has been stopped? Because there should have been a system put in place such that when you have these duplicates, you know, it may just be in transit with the market master, and then it is kept with, you understand, the finance department that has a right of custody of this revenue documents. Would that not have been a proper process?
Yes, because the stores are under the finance department.
Yes.
So what we advise from the general council, if any market master is to retire these duplicates, the duplicate needs to be intact.
Mr. Ceesay, we have seen that there have been no system put in place to be able to really stop the collusion from market master to collector to supervisor, because you have not come up with anything tangible going through the resolutions that you've had during the course of your council meeting.
Yes, at that time too, we are working on some e-ticketing companies so that our collectors will not be doing these manual tickets. So presentation was, there are different companies that came to the council for presentation. But later on, we were unable to start with the markets. We roll it to the Mbalit projects. So, and then we have a contract with a particular company for 5 years.
So how far is that implementation?
Yeah, we have a contract with a particular company for 5 years. But along the way, there are issues that happen along the way around 2021 to 2022. The project stopped, but still there is a binding contract of 5 years, and then they are left with another extra 2 or 3 years with that particular company. But recently too,
is the company doing the work?
the company stopped doing the work since 2022 or tail end of 2021.
Yes, but if you have signed a contract with a company and the company is not delivering, you have an option of terminating the contract and making sure that even if it means you paying a penalty for terminating the clause if you are faulty, I think you ought to have done that so that you can move on to the next level to get a system in place that would help you prevent, because it's more costly for you to prevent the fraud than to allow it to continue. Is that not the case?
Yes, even since 2 months ago, we are engaging different companies again to see to it that how best we stop our collectors not to be dealing with cars.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now the councillor for London Corner made some observations about the dilapidated nature of Marsengelau. Has that market been rehabilitated based on what we see on document about his cry of how dilapidated the market is? Has that been resolved?
Yes, we are trying to resolve it next year. It is captured our this year budget because there was an issue at Latakunda market. So they said.
I said Marsengelau.
Yes.
Is Marsengelau in Ratikunda market?
No, I was trying to make a reference.
I am being specific. I asked Marsengelau because the councillor for London Corner made some personal pleas about the nature of how dilapidated the market is.
Yes.
So I am asking you, did the council take a step to address that situation?
We take a minor step to address key issues, but
such as
the key areas where he thinks that they are in a very poor conditions, those ones are addressed by our Department of Planning.
Like what?
I think the toilet condition is one of them, and then the seats. He said that during the rainy season, some of the corrugates do leak, and so on. Some of those things have been fixed, but it is captured in this year budget, in next year budget, 2025, for us to renovate the entire market.
But the councillors are given. You said from 2020. You may correct me if I am wrong. That your 200,000 that is given to you at ward level is being respected by council. Is that correct? For all the councillors?
No, not all the councillors are actually receiving the same amount, because some of them, they normally have issues with their retirement. And this particular councillor we are talking about, she come through a by-election. Because the councillor that was there contested under the ticket under the National Assembly, and then he won. Later on, there was a by-election within 8 months. I think 3 months she was elected, and then that she served for about 6 months or 7 months. She went for an election again, and then 2024, none of the councillors received the 200,000. For this year, no councillor received 200,000. But 2023. I think all the wards receive their 100,000 or 200,000. But at times, some councillors do have issues with their retirement. Their remaining balance will not be disposed to them.
Now, tell me, list for me, what are the different allowances you are paid as councillors?
And we have ward allowance.
Yes.
We have telephone allowance.
Ward allowance is how much?
The ward allowance I cannot remember the actual figure unless I check my pay slip.
Okay.
Yeah.
But list me the allowances you receive.
Yeah, but the ward allowance
Yes, 1.
Telephone allowance.
Yes, 2.
I think risk allowance is part of it.
Yes, 3.
Those are the ones I can remember as of now. But I can actually write the actual take home for all the councillors in a paper.
Is that all the allowances you received?
That's what I can remember.
3.
Yes.
What allowance?
Telephone.
Yes.
I think risk allowance is part of it. But if I check my pay slip, I will be able to.
Is residential allowance
I think
also there?
I think residential is part of it.
Is part of it.
Yes.
Okay, please write down all the allowances and the amounts that you are paid with respect to those allowances. And that is across the board, from the chairman, from the mayor to all the councillors. Thank you. Councillor, you may proceed.
Aside from the internal audit reports, have you been acting on the recommendations of the the National Audit Office?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier yesterday, I was trying to make some amendment. There was one external audit report in 2019 that we were acting on it.
2019 report.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was an external audit report for 2019.
Yes, so 2017 to 19. Correct?
Yeah, unless I check it properly, I don't know whether. Yeah. So, yes, here I saw only from 2019.
If only?
2019.
Yes. So the report
financial statement and report for the year ended 31st December 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have acted on that one?
Yes, there are recommendations that we made, and then the management of the councils were involved about staffs that are having issues with their files or staffs that are not being qualified. There are many staff that names were identified, and then for the management to take action, and then the management comment in some of them response that they will take action before so dates. But to our knowledge, the management failed to take action or they ignore the reports.
Why?
I think due to the distraction at the council and then the frequent changes of the CEOs.
Why would you really attribute some lapses directly to the changes at council with respect to the CEO? I told you, you suspended the CEO. Is that not the case? That is the fact. Correct?
Yes, the General Council suspended the CEO based on reasons.
No, I am not going into the reasons. I am not saying the reasons were not genuine or they were genuine. I am saying that if you want to rely on it, it would not be really proper because you, as General Council level, suspended the CEO. And you had your own CEO. Sometime. You had your own CEO sometime.
We don't
the
have
work should have been moving, should be in progress. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So to come back and want to rely on that would not be fair to the public, the people you serve, because you had already taken a decision and then the vacuum is created by council itself. Whether rightly or wrongly, that is the fact. Is that not the case?
No, I think I disagree with that.
I mean, you will.
You know, we expect our line ministry and then the local government service commission to act as quick as possible
to
But-
act as quickly as possible.
Yes, but they end up being having issues with us.
Yes.
And then, in fact,
They had issues with
sometimes
you,
they are in fact violating some of the protocols stated in the Local Government Act.
which you think they were violating. the
Yes,
law.
they were violating because whatever they quote, the letters, the correspondence, our correspondence with them, whenever they brought in their letter, we respond the letter with clauses from the Local Government Act. This is what you should do.
Who determines violation? Is it you?
No, the Local Government Act is designed through the Act of Parliament.
Yes.
And then gazetted.
Yes.
And then given to us as our Bible or
Yes.
has our working tools.
Yes.
So whatever is not stated there,
Yes.
for us to act on it will be difficult.
I agree. But who determines violation? That the ministry cannot unilaterally decide that council has violated a certain provision, and so it stops there in most cases, unless the law says they can. You too, at council level, you cannot just unilaterally decide that there is a violation and then you stop there. There is a process for everything. You have the Local Government Service Commission, you have the courts are there to further your actions. But you had passed a resolution, you suspended some staff, the CEO was part of it. Like I repeat, I always repeat, whether you did that rightly or wrongly is not the discussion now, because we will definitely look into that issue. But the issue is you suspended the CEO. Let's assume you even did that rightly, which I don't think so. But let's assume you did that rightly. You appointed your own CEO to oversee the office of the CEO. So there should be work in progress. That's my point. There should be work in progress. Is that not the case?
Yes, in the absence of the CEO,
Yes.
the deputy CEO should act.
That's it. So let's not rely on that. There should be work in progress. Now, did you act on the recommendations of the 2018-2019 audit report?
Yeah, the recommendations, key things that were mentioned there as of the ongoing investigation on this commission.
Yes.
I find out that key among them were not regularized from
They were not-
2019 to date.
They were not very?
They were not regularized.
Why is that?
I think the management should have act on it, on the audit report and then regularize it because they responded, say
And,
that they
and who
will.
is the management?
The management is the CEO, is the head of the management.
And the council? You don't have any role to play in regularizing this?
So this,
Do you have a role to play?
yes, we have a role to play because for me, this document was given to me by the acting finance director.
Yes. So council has a role to play. And what is that role?
The role that we have to play is to advise the management to act on the report.
To advise.
Yes.
Okay, let's limit ourselves to the advice. Did you advise?
Yes, at our own end, that's what we did because the advice.
Where is the document?
It
Advising
was
management?
inside here, in fact, yesterday. That's what I'm trying to check. But I come with it yesterday. It was in the form of a meeting.
Council passed a resolution advising management to act on.
No, this was at the committee level.
Because I don't believe that council has passed a resolution addressing management to act.
No, it was at the committee level.
Which committee?
This was brought to our attention by the CEO at finance committee level.
Did you sit over this issue and address it and also forward your concerns or your recommendations to General Council, which you report to?
I don't see any concern that was forwarded to the general council, but at the committee level, everything was stated there, and an action point was taken. So I'm trying to check on the.
And if you don't forward it to General Council, that's also a lapse.
So unless I check to whether it was part of our general council updates.
Like you said initially, most of these were not acted upon by KMC, because the report is about KMC, and you did not act upon these serious findings. For instance, you have 1/6 payments not retired, where it says Our sampled test of payments revealed an approved amount of 800,000 in respect of salaries advance 1/6 on payment vouchers number 19-0567. Date is 7th of August 2019. Of this amount, actual disbursement was 480,890, 26 butus, leaving an unused balance of 391,109. That is 74 butus. However, 99,283 was received as retired, leaving an unexplained balance of 291,826. That is 74 butus. Unexplained. Clear in the audit report. Very clear. Nothing was done. You agree?
So I think this matter was resolved.
No, do you agree nothing was done in this issue itself?
No, the matter was resolved.
It was resolved?
Yes.
How was it resolved?
I think the person in concern
Yes.
and with the former acting finance director resolved it.
Is?
The former acting finance director
Yes.
resolved it.
How?
Actually, I don't have access to that report.
See, when you sit here and you say, no, but this issue was resolved, we can all do that. Every witness can do that. You sit and you give evidence. No, it was already it was raised and resolved. You would agree that if it is resolved, there will be documentation, there will be evidence that we did X, Y, and Z. We called Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. We found out that the retirement, in fact, there's an error from the auditor, or yes, it is true, and then the money was recovered. That is what we mean by resolved. Not just general statements, proof. Is that not the case?
Yes, it should be like that, but...
Do you have proof?
That's what I see. I don't have
don't
proof
have
with me right now, but I'm sure the issue was being resolved by the former acting finance director.
But you don't have the proof?
Yes.
You also
So
have
I'm able to see the documents. Our response to this 2019 audit report.
Yes.
So the meeting was dated on 27 January 2022.
Yes.
So the attendance, Karamo Ceesay chairperson.
Yes.
Basiru Sar, he is late, is a member. Karim Dabo is a member. Kajali Jane, the deputy CEO. Sirif Njai, deputy finance director. Usman Gay, clerk to the council. Bagar Diba, finance manager. Jaja Cham, director of administration. Nima Kamara, director of planning and development. Janaba Sande, office of the clerk.
Yes.
So the item number 2.7.
Yes.
During the meeting, he added that there are also some names that were captured in the report.
Are those minutes of meetings?
Yes.
Do you want to have it admitted? We can have it admitted and then you can go in.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
There are so many financial misappropriation of funds, financial malpractices in all these reports, but no action for the most part taken. Because even if anyone says there's action, there's no proof for most of it. Most of it. It means the audit work is just in vain. It goes in thin air.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it means. We expect people, we expect institutions to act on audit reports, and there are so many financial malpractices that are really, really, really serious. But, see, we can't act as if everything is perfect. We must act on this allegation, findings. Madam Chairperson, we apply to tender the meeting minutes of the Finance Committee. The date is 27th of January 2022 into evidence as an exhibit.
The Finance Committee meeting, meeting number reference is KMC/FCM/2022. It is dated the 27th of January 2022. This minute is admitted as an exhibit in evidence, and it is marked as LGC/KC/KMC/011.
As the Commission pleases. Do you want to refer to these minutes?
Yes.
Please proceed.
So I read 2.7. During the meeting, he added that there are also some names that were captured in the reports who were said to be appointed without qualification, which should also be looked into. The Deputy CEO said the administration should bring all these issues captured in the report forwarded and given their technical advice. So the chairman says it is important that no matter what relationship they have with people, they should at least be fit for position during appointments. He, however, says they should send all those captured names on the report to schools for at least 6 months to meet the qualifications.
So this is in relation, please proceed.
The Deputy CEO said wrong staffs are appointed. If they cannot be sent out, then a training should be conducted for them to upgrade themselves. The chairman recommended that all names captured on the report has employments that are not based on merits to be listed by the Director of Admin and sent to Establishment and Appointment Committee. A member also raised the fact that audit and compliance are doing almost the same job. Okay, it's where it stopped.
Okay. So what is the, can you now explain?
So we tasked the CEO and then the admin director during this meeting for them to engage the Establishment and Appointment Committee has stated in the meeting.
Before that?
Yes.
So that everyone understands the issue. There were appointments that were highlighted as being, that they did not meet the criteria. So please explain the background.
Yes,
and how you come about.
Yeah, that is mentioned there, and then some staffs too, they have incomplete establishment register.
Yes.
So all those things were highlighted in these audit reports.
Yes. And then the committee sat?
Yes, because we know staff matters are not under our purview.
Yes.
Because by going through this report, we were concerned with some of the financial dealing, but
yes.
Our attention was drawn to some of these issues. We advised the CEO and then the admin director to liaise with the Appointment and Establishment Committee to see how best to resolve this matter. Because key among the staff that we are highlighted here, we are not appointed during our time.
Okay. Let me see the letter. You had mentioned in your letter that, let me just read. That regardless of the relationship, the appointment should be done based on merit. Correct?
Yes.
And you strongly believe that that is how our public institutions should be run, that people that are to be appointed must merit the position. Agreed?
Yes.
Let me read again. It said 2.7. Let's say 2.6. Or to be fair, I'm just 2.1 in relation to the findings of the audit. The director of admin went on to tell members that another problem that was revealed by the report is that the issue of procurement said they should look at the quality of materials and not quantity of sustainability purposes. He added that there are also some names that were captured in the report who were said to be appointed without qualification, which should also be looked into. The Deputy CEO said the administration should bring all issues captured in the report forwarded and give their technical advice. The chairman said, who is the chairman, by the way?
I'm the chairperson.
That the chairman said it is important that no matter what relation they have with people, they should at least be fit for purpose for the positions during appointments. He, however, said they should send all those captured names on the report to school for at least 6 months to meet the qualification. Who were the individuals that were appointed that you were referring to?
It's a long list, and then with lot of names.
Do you have the list?
I think it is highlighted in this audit report, 2019.
2019.
Yes.
Regarding
Yeah, because some they have incomplete establishment register.
But why did you specifically mention that regardless of the relationship with these employees, that it should be based on merit? Why was it important to say that?
At that time?
Yes.
Actually, because if you are working in an institution for more than 10 years, because some people whom you know that their names were captured here, they work at KMC for more than 10 years or 15 years.
Yes.
And then I'm sure they must have a certain relationship with staff, with their senior management there.
Yes.
So that's what I advise, that no matter what, the best thing we can help our colleagues to get to a certain level. Yes. We advise them to upgrade themselves.
Can you guide us through 2019 to know the names that were referred to?
So the names that were highlighted initially, yes, with incomplete register.
Incomplete register.
Establishment register.
Yes.
The first name that was identified, yes, was Senabu Martin Sonko.
Yes.
The staff qualification was not there.
Yes.
And then the current position was not highlighted.
Yes.
The date of retirement the qualification is there.
Yes.
And then the date of retirement is not highlighted.
Yes.
You have Musa Ceesay.
Yes.
The staff qualification is not highlighted.
Yes. And
then his current position is a court interpreter.
Yes.
And then date to retire is not highlighted.
Yes.
You have Dadi Kaba Damfa.
Yes.
Both staff qualification, current position, both staff qualification is not there.
Yes.
Due date to retire is not there.
Yes.
And then his department is highlighted, courthouse.
Yes.
You have Samba Sabali.
Go on.
You have Ami Job.
Yes.
Ami Sen.
Yes.
Miss Hadijata.
Yes.
Kumba Kao Jallo. Jenaba Job.
Yes.
Mama Toure.
Is it Jenaba Sajo?
Huh?
Jenaba Sajo or Job?
Jenaba Job.
Job, okay.
Jenaba Sajo.
Sajo, okay.
Mama Toure.
Yes.
Kadi Kanyi. Fatou Drame Jawara.
Yes.
Dr. Aliou Keita.
Yes.
Mr. Bakari Diba. Bakari Mane. Chogu Diba. Buba Njai. Kadi Diba. Adama Fati Keba Kande Ibrahima Sane Umar Bojan Landing Koli Hatab Jada Jere Jaju Suleiman Sar Mama Jara Jasi Ule Buaro Michael Jaju Moduba Dekore Fati Aji Amikan Mariam Obi Fall Yankuba Mambure Fadundau Yusfa Seka Usman Kamara Sirif Job Nate Fay Lamin Jajusi Suleiman Bay Lamin Dabo Yusfa Mambure Musa Sane Abi Keda Horeja Jonga Fatumata Neneba Lamin Sise Usman Mega Aliou Keda Bubambalo Ismaila Shor Fatumata Baro Baye Ceesay, Lamin Sedi, Lamin Janko, Rohi E. Mbub, Baba Saho, Babukar Mbub, Karamo Jabi, Malan Duganda, Umar Sow, Fakeba Ceesay, Mariama Jen, Teneng. There are a lot of names.
A lot of names.
Yes.
For the ones that the establishment register is incomplete.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you have other sets of names that are clearly outlined and categorized as those that do not have qualifications for their job.
Yes.
And that is on Annex 5, page 67, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you can read it as well. That's just one page, 2 pages.
You have Miss Awafai,
Yes.
Mariama Ceesay.
The ones that do not have the qualification, it says Annex 5. You see Annex 5? Page Annex 5.
Yes.
Now you have Fatu Bojang. These are the ones that
No,
do
the
not.
Annex 5 I have here is started with page 67.
Yes, and goes to 68 where you have Fatu Bojang.
Yes, Fatou Bojang,
Yes,
Mimi Kurubale,
yes,
Sanjali Kani, Awa Jallo, Rohib Yabo,
Yes.
Ya Awa Jallo, Musa Ceesay, Yaman Jai.
just stop there for now.
Yes.
Yeah, our Jalo, right?
Yes.
They have no qualification whatsoever.
Yes, most of these people highlighted here, they were not appointed during our time.
Most of it.
Yes.
And the list goes on, but this is in, you will see the date of birth and the date of application, and you go on, you will see Musa Ceesay, Yaman Jai, you see Khadijatu Sow, you see Aissatou Fall, it's 2018, that's your time?
I said for
That's your time. 2018?
no, the date is
Yes. That is in June 2018, that was your time.
okay.
No, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, during that time we were in office.
Yes. And Ibrahim SK Fofana too is no, that's
Was the
2000,
former
that's
internal
2005.
auditor, yes.
Yes. So your time to when you were in office, there were people that were appointed that were not qualified. And that's a fact. Correct?
Okay, based on this internal audit report,
Yes.
we advise the management to act on it.
No. There were people appointed during your time that were not qualified. Is that a fact?
Qualified.
They were not qualified for the job, but they were appointed.
Unless you kindly help me in those positions.
I said to file. You had mentioned before your time, Mr. Ceesay, let's be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, you have mentioned before your time. This is the audit report. And before your time, we accept. During your time, too, there were names that were appointed, they were not qualified. As the file has a was given a managerial position, not qualified.
Yes, those can be
Not qualified.
HR lapses.
Not the lapses now. I'm saying there were people appointed during your time that were not qualified. Is that a fact or it's not a fact?
It can be a fact.
But is it a fact?
Yes, as far as any person who is appointed during our time, the person does not have the requisite qualification, is not qualified for that position.
So it's a fact?
Yes.
Good. And so you've advised that regardless of the relationship, there has to be qualification. And I agree with that. That's
Yes.
your advice.
Yes.
Any other thing you want to add before we proceed?
No.
Now, back to the issue, just to conclude on this. Again, you will see some of the issues that were highlighted by the 2019, that there were payments of allowances without authority, on 106 of the 2019 audit report. So, for all the allowances that were paid without proper procedure. You also have unseen bank deposits in the bank statements. The amount is $46,150. It says all collections made by the accounting staff should be immediately deposited into the council's bank accounts. We noted that the deposit of $46,000 were not in the bank statements of the council as detailed below. So you will highlight it, but the monies would not be in the bank account. You understand that? But let me correct that. That was the finding, but the auditor further had a further comment to say that these were confirmed as per the bank statements and bank reconciliation statements as well. So we have page 110, deposit not posted in the cash book and bank statement. It says a deposit of $131,400 was not posted in the cash book, nor reflects in the council's bank statements. It says the recommendation management should look into this to ensure that the amount is actually deposited to the bank and necessary adjustments made to the respective financial records. The list goes on. You have deposits and not posted in the cash books. On a statement of bank balance in the balance sheet. Negative cash and bank balances. So many issues. Improper maintenance of fixed asset register. Says we noted from the review of council's fixed assets register for the period under review that there was no column for location of assets. In fact, part of the findings were that the auditor requested for your lease or tenancy agreement for your properties, but they were not provided. Do you have records of your lease agreements or your tenancy agreements for the council properties? It is on page 123 of the 2019.
Yes, there is a fixed asset register that we have.
Yes. No, it does not say you don't have a fixed asset register. It says it is not complete. But do you have one with you? Do you have the asset register with you currently?
Yes, we have council's fixed asset register with me.
Yes. Can I please see it? Do you have? Is this the updated version? Sir? Is this the latest version?
Yeah, I think this is from, this is things, some are during our time, yeah, and then some are up to 2022.
But what I mean, is it complete? Has it all the necessary assets of council?
As of date, key among the assets of councils are specified there.
I see here ceiling fans, air condition, printers, TVs. Do you have actual properties in relation to buildings or land properties that is in the name of council?
There are leased properties that council own.
Yes.
Yes, but some of even our head office, it is not in the name of council's lease documents.
Why?
Since we came, we engaged our land ministry with the Department of Physical Planning for all these properties to be under the name of the council. This was since 2019, up to date. We don't have any approval.
We apply to tender the fixed asset register as presented by the witness as of the period first year 2023 into evidence as of it. Whilst it is being really checked by the commissioners, the page 123 says that you have an unpresented lease or rent agreements. That the lease or rent agreements of council's properties between the council, Jar Oil, and Aqua Energy, respectively, were not presented for confirmation. These two properties are along the Jimpex Road. Do you have these agreements?
Yes, key of these agreements are in a form of soft copy that I have in my phone. but I don't come with their hard copies.
Okay, we will need the hard copy if you may produce them.
Yes, council have, so just like you highlighted, those are not the only leased properties that council have. The Bakote Shopping Center, that is the Mustakabal Express, is one of them. But all these key of all these leased properties are not during our time, and then our committees, we are having several investigations over them. And then the saddest part of some of them are the leases get title deed on the names of these properties on their names. Most especially the Bakote Shopping Center. We are trying to see how best to get a support from our line ministry to revoke, but to not avail. The Aqua Energy along the Jimpex roads, the owner who was working on that, he once came to council for council to help him to stamp because he get certain document from the Ministry of Lands for him also to lease it, to get the title deed on his name. Unfortunately, he came to the council whilst we are also looking for him. And then we stopped him for the CEO not to sign. That was in 2020 or 2021. 2021, right. So, but even our lawyer advised for us to revoke some of those agreements. But there are so many interference. I think up to date it was not revoked because based on the MOU.
Yes, Mr. Ceesay.
Yes.
I believe that the council has a right to know the properties it owns. And I cannot see why the ministry should not be in a position to help you to get your documents documented properly. Because these are properties that are supposed to be owned by council, and the ministry should provide you with the documentation.
Yes,
they don't have a choice.
Yes, ma, that is the actual truth.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Because we have perused some of your documents, particularly for your fixed assets. We cannot see the assets of council listed here. What we see is table and chair. And we know that Kanifing Municipal Council has properties and assets that they are leasing. So you must be able to stand to make sure that the ministry grants you, or whatever transaction that has happened between those properties and the people occupying it, the law is here to regulate that. So I cannot see why you should say that you do not have, because you have recourse and option to the law to make sure that the person staying in that, because these people, remember, these people pay to you rates, yes, right?
Yes.
And there is procedure and protocol for you to be able to regularize whoever is occupying your premises without having the proper documentation. And you also have a right to revisit transactions that you believe are not in order. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes. Because nobody is supposed to be above the law. Not even government is supposed to be above the law. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's a convenient point. We will come back. It's already 1 o'clock. So before we rise, is this asset register the complete and correct asset register that you have submitted to us?
Yeah, as of the time I get this thing since last year. This is what I have.
Now, did you do a survey when you people came? Did you do a survey within the Kanifing municipality to know what your assets are and who is leasing what? Did you do that?
Yes, my committee was tasked for about more than 6 months. We are trying to gather all these MOUs. Yes. And then recently, I'm not more part of the account committee. Yes. They are also working on how best to get this lease property, because I have photocopy of all these lease agreements. Yes. But later on I lost them. So, yes. But I'm fortunate to have only few in a soft copy. But they are scanned soft copy.
Please bring us the soft copy.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Because you need to sanitize your asset register. Anybody that wants to do business with any municipality, the person should be very confident and clear of what you have in forms of assets and what you have in forms of liability. And that is what you don't have. Is that not correct?
No, we have.
No. What I'm seeing is as a clear picture of what your assets are.
Yes.
Right? Do you have a clear picture of what your assets are? We would love to have all of that information.
No problem.
Yes. You have all your assets. You are very clear of what you own and what you don't own.
Like I mentioned, there are just like a case of our main head office, the Vuva zone, the Bakure Dome site, where in fact we secured a project. We cannot implement the project because of the...
So would I be correct to say that you don't have clarity as to all of the assets you have?
Yes, key of the assets.
Sorry?
I mean key of the assets. We don't have clarity.
It should not be key. Whether it's key or not, you should be in a position to have, you should be in a position to know exactly what is owned by the municipality. And this is what will give you leverage, I presume, when you are doing any transaction to help move the council from where it is to the next level. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Thank you. We may rise.